Hello everyone, this video is going to be a tutorial on advanced edge pairing for the 4x4. As you may know, I also have advanced edge pairing videos for the 5x5, 6x6, and 7x7, and they were the very first videos I uploaded on my channel. This goes off of the same method where you slice to pair an edge, insert a mixed edge, and then slice back. But instead, when you do that one slice and one back, the first time will get you 6 edges, the second time will get you 4 edges, and the last time it's just the flipping algorithm, just like in, you could say, the beginner's method. And that's why I call this method 642 edge pairing. Alright, so let's get into it. Now, what this method is, like I said, very similar to the beginner's method. So first, you want to find 2 edges that you can slice and basically form a pair, just like you would in the beginner's method, we'll call it. So here it's white, blue, and of course I can form the pair there. And now you want to look at the edge that's getting pushed out of the way on that second edge pair. And in this case it is blue, orange. And as you can see, it's pushed over this piece over here, right there. So that means if we put the other blue-orange edge piece underneath this blue-orange edge piece, then that means we can form yet another edge. So if I can find it, here it is way over here. So I can bring that around. And also, in doing something like this, since we're going to be doing this all around the cube, you want to make sure that there isn't an edge that's already oriented to slice here. So just beware of that. Alright, so now since we have both these two set up and these two set up, we can now slice and form 2 edges. And now we will do that for yet another edge. For this will be the last edge, which is going to be the orange-green. And now I see the other orange-green is right here, so orange-green. And of course you want to make sure that you insert it the right way so that you can match it up. If you had it in the wrong way, it wouldn't match up because you're just pushing this out of the way because it's flipped around. So now, when we slice over, we have 3 whole edges, 1, 2, 3, that have been completed in just one slice. Now, we're going to get yet another 3 when we slice back. And how we're going to do that is very similar of how we just formed these 3 edges. Now here, when we slice back, you can see that this piece, the green-red, will go over this piece here. So that basically just means that we're going to put the green-red right in this spot. And also at the same time, we're going to be taking out these edges that we formed and therefore preserving them. So the green-red edge I see is right here. So I'm going to take out that solved edge and now insert this edge here. So when we slice back, I have formed yet another edge. And now same thing. So we have yellow-orange, and the other yellow-orange is right here. So now I will insert that right there, and that preserve this edge here. So now when we slice back, we have 2 more edges, but we will do it yet another time so that we can preserve this edge. Alright, so it's red, yellow here. Insert it and preserve that edge. And now, when we slice back, and this time it's going to stay. When we slice back, we have 1, 2, 3 more edges that we formed. So now we have already 6 edges just by doing one slice, one slice. So slicing one way and then putting it back. We have already 6 edges. Now, the 4 edges part, the reason I do this is if you try to do what we just did before, you end up with this case where you have 3 edges left. And I'll go over that because sometimes you will run into it with this method. In case you have you run into, like, could say like a parity, I guess, but not really. And it's sort of hard to deal with, but there's a way to deal with it. Anyway, so start off the same way with 2 edges and orient them so you can slice and form an edge. And then we're going to do the same thing. So now we have green, yellow, and we slice over. So we have to find the other green and yellow. So green and yellow is over here, and there we go. Now green, yellow. So now this is how I believe, yeah, this is how we're going to leave it. And we're going to do the same thing slicing back. But we're not making 3 edges, we're only making 2 this time. And that's to prevent having to deal with that hard parity thing, whatchamacallit, later on. So now, just do the same thing. So there's blue, yellow is here, and then there. So when we slice back, we have that one. And now we have white, green when we slice back. So now we're going to replace this edge with white, green. So I see it's right here. Right there. And now we finally slice back. And that leaves us with the last 2 edges. And you do this just like in the beginner's method, you could say, where you bring this edge on top of here, do the flipping algorithm, and bring it back. So, and there we go. Now, if you ever run into the case where you're trying to match up your edges and you can't seem to find the one that goes here, and then you figure out it's actually here, it's basically just the flipping algorithm. So go ahead and solve that normally if that ever happens to you. But if you run into that case where there's an edge here in between, then that means you're just going to have to try to solve it as normally as possible, and then you're going to run into a case at the end that I will go over next. So since the number of edges that have been paired has been thrown off because of the case I just showed you, this case may happen to you where there's 3 edges left, and you can match them up so that you can match 2 of them up, but then over here this is all mixed up, and then there's nothing to swap them out with. So what you're simply going to have to do is get rid of one of the edges to swap out this edge with. So when you match it up, you have to swap this edge out with this edge so that this can be solved. Now, if you do it right, you don't have to run into the flipping algorithm thing and simply get all the edges paired at this point. Now basically what you have to do is, since this center layer has to be sliced this way, then if we get the proper piece that goes here in this unsolved edge, then we can just get rid of that whole possible case altogether. Now the piece that goes here would be the red and green. So that means that the red and green edge piece has to go here. So red, green right there. And basically if you can insert it the right way and slice it back, then you can just get rid of that case. So here, when I do that, you can see that it is now properly aligned so that when I slice back, it solves that edge completely, and now all your edges are done. Alright, so that concludes my tutorial on 4x4 edge pairing. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you learned something from it. Please leave your video ideas and comments in the comment section below, and please subscribe and like and favorite and all that good stuff. Have you ever wondered what that little white button above our videos does? Well, let's find out. No need to subscribe to yourself. Oh well, it looks like you guys will just have to figure